Welcome to your moment of rest. This is your time and to slow down, unwind, and drift gently into sleep. My name is Aiko, and I'll be your guide tonight as we journey into the peaceful charm of an old Tokyo tea house on a snowy evening in the 1920s. Our story will unfold slowly, like steam curling up from a warm teacup. Before we begin, let's take a moment to prepare for rest. Wherever you are, get comfortable. Allow your body to grow heavy, supported by your bed or your favorite place to relax. Let your eyelids soften, your jaw loosen, your shoulders melt away from your ears. Take a deep breath in through your nose and gently exhale through your mouth. Feel the calm settle in. Let's take one more breath together. In, 2, 3, and out. 2, 3. There's nowhere to be now except here, just you and the quiet unfolding of a story. And now, let us begin. It is early evening in Tokyo. The year is 1924. Winter has laid a soft white quilt over the rooftops and narrow alleyways of the city. The lamps glow golden behind paper screens, and the street is hushed beneath the slow fall of snow. The lanterns outside the tea house flicker faintly in the breeze, casting warm pools of light on the snow-dusted stones. Inside, the tea house is quiet. Shoji screens separate the rooms, and tatami mats cover the floor, soft underfoot. The air is filled with the scent of sandalwood incense and freshly brewed sencha tea. Steam rises from a delicate iron kettle, its gentle hiss mingling with the soft patter of snow against the windows. In a corner of the room, a young woman kneels in quiet focus, arranging a small flower display, ikebana, just as her grandmother once taught her. The stems are deliberate, the space around them meaningful. Time moves slowly here, gracefully, like the calligraphy brushed onto rice paper. The snow continues to fall softly across the narrow lanes of Tokyo. Shadows stretch long beneath the flickering gas lamps, their golden halos glowing against the whiteness of the street. Boots crunch gently in the fresh snow, muffled by the thick silence that blankets the city. You walk slowly, wrapped in a warm woolen coat, scarf tucked neatly under your chin. The air is cold but not sharp. It carries the scent of pine and distant firewood, drifting from tiny chimneys above tiled rooftops. You pass by the quiet storefronts of shopkeepers who have already closed for the evening. Wooden signs sway lightly in the breeze. Delicate wind chimes, furin, tinkle gently under the eaves, almost like whispers. A cat striped with patches of grey sits curled under a lacquered bench, blinking slowly at you through the falling snow. He does not move, content in his stillness. You cross a small stone bridge over a narrow canal. The water beneath is dark but calm. It moves slowly, mirroring the soft amber lights of the buildings on either side. Just ahead, a modest wooden sign appears, painted with 3 kanji characters in faded black ink. It reads, Kosetsu Chayasa, the Snowfall Tea House. You step quietly through the gate, brushing the snow from your shoulders. and make your way up the short path, lined with smooth river stones and sleeping bonsai. The paper lantern by the door sways ever so slightly in the breeze, casting a warm glow across the carved wood of the entrance. You pause, just for a moment, listening to the sounds of the city behind you disappear, replaced by the soft hush of snow and the promise of stillness within. You slide open the wooden door with care. It glides easily, the sound delicate and familiar. Inside, you are greeted not with words, but with a gentle nod from the shop's caretaker, a woman in her late 60s dressed in a faded indigo kimono. Her name is Oba-san. She has run this place for over 3 decades, and her presence feels like part of the tea house itself, steady, warm, and timeless. She smiles with her eyes and gestures for you to remove your shoes and step onto the tatami. You bow slightly in return and leave your snowy boots by the entryway. Your feet sink gently into the woven mats as you enter a world untouched by time. The warmth embraces you. It is not harsh, not dry, but soft, like the heat of a hearth that's been glowing quietly for hours. The air carries the aroma of roasted tea leaves, hints of citrus peel, and a subtle trace of old paper. To your right, a small room is lit by a low-hanging lantern. 2 patrons sit quietly, each with a book in their hands, wrapped in silence and the delicate sound of the kettle. You're guided to a small, empty corner by the window. A cushion, a low lacquered table, and a small ceramic pot of tea await you. As you settle down, you glance outside. Snowflakes continue their descent in slow, rhythmic spirals. The light from the lantern outside glows like a soft moon, and time for a moment seems to pause entirely. A tiny bell chimes from the kitchen. Oba-san brings you a small tray, a clay teacup, pale green, and a tiny dish of yokan, a jelly-like sweet made from azuki beans. She sets them down with quiet grace and disappears again behind the curtain. You lift the teacup with both hands, feeling the warmth press into your fingers. You breathe in the steam, soft, earthy, almost floral. The first sip is gentle, then warm, then calming. Each detail of the room reveals itself slowly, like the turning of pages in an old beloved novel. A small calligraphy scroll hangs in the alcove beside you. It reads, "Jinkesa no jong ni shin ga aru." In stillness the heart is found. A solitary branch of plum blossom sits in a simple vase beneath it. One petal has fallen onto the floor, resting there without concern. You feel your breathing slow, your thoughts quiet, and outside the snow continues to fall. The tea warms your chest gently, like a small lantern glowing softly within. You look around the room, taking in the quiet beauty of this small, timeless sanctuary. To your left, against the wooden wall, stands a tall, dark brown bookshelf. Its edges slightly worn, its surface dusted with age and care. The wood is hinoki cypress, rich in aroma and faintly glossy with time. Each shelf is filled with books of all kinds, poetry bound in thread-stitched covers, faded volumes of ancient folk tales, and thin, elegant travel journals from writers long gone. Some books rest in vertical stacks, while others lie horizontally, wrapped in soft cloth sleeves of indigo and persimmon dye. You rise quietly and step toward them, your bare feet brushing gently across the tatami. The shelf welcomes you, as though waiting, silently, for someone to come and remember what's been left behind. Your fingers trail across the spines. They feel smooth, cool, comforting. One book catches your attention, bound in dark mulberry paper with golden stitching. The kanji on the cover are slightly faded. Shue no ji, memories of snow. You open it delicately. The pages are handwritten in elegant brush strokes. The journal begins, "I came to this tea house as a child with my grandfather. He wore a woolen scarf and always ordered 2 cups of tea, one for himself and one for me. He believed that snow made people honest, that it softened their steps, their voices, even their hearts." You turn the pages slowly. The writer speaks of snowy evenings like this one, of strangers sitting in shared silence, of a woman who came each Tuesday and always brought a new haiku, and of the kettle that never stopped whispering. Time, the writer notes, does not pass here. It settles, like snow on stone. You gently close the book and return it to its place. As you do, your hand brushes against a folded piece of paper tucked behind the shelf. It's a poem, written in fine, precise handwriting. You unfold the paper, careful not to tear its delicate fibers. The ink is dark and graceful, though the edges of the parchment are lightly curled with age. The poem reads, "When lanterns flicker in the snow and words grow quiet, soft and slow, the heart recalls what time forgot. A teacup's warmth, a thoughtful thought." You read it twice, then a third time, each line slower than the last. The poem doesn't ask to be understood. It only asks to be felt. You sit back down at your table by the window. Outside, the snow continues, falling like tiny wishes upon the earth. A couple enters the tea house, brushing snow from their sleeves. They bow to Oba-san, who nods and leads them to a small corner. Everything remains calm, still, reverent. As you sip the last of your tea, the quiet around you deepens, like a deep breath held by the world. The teacup is now empty, but its warmth lingers in your hands, just like the poem lingers in your heart. The snow has covered the streets in a thick, glistening blanket, but here inside, time has folded itself into silence. You feel your eyes grow heavy, your body lighter, your mind gentler. The tea house has grown quieter still, though it was never truly loud. The couple in the corner now speaks in hushed tones, their faces lit gently by the glow of a tabletop lantern. They share a smile, a nod, and a steaming cup passed carefully between them. Even their laughter is soft, not sharp or sudden, but round and warm like the sound of a lullaby remembered from childhood. You rest your back gently against the wall, the softness of the tatami beneath you. Your breath has found a rhythm, slow and deep, like waves upon a midnight shore. Each inhale draws in warmth and stillness. Each exhale lets go of anything left behind the door. You glance again toward the bookshelf and then toward Oba-san. She is sweeping near the kitchen now, small strokes of the broom against the wooden floor. Even this is quiet, rhythmic, ceremonial. As she sweeps, she hums a melody. It's not loud, barely above the silence, but it wraps itself around the room, and you find yourself drifting into its cadence, a lullaby older than the tea house itself. Oba-san lights a candle near the tokonoma, the decorative alcove where the plum blossom sits. Its soft flame flickers against the scroll, illuminating the brush strokes that read, "In stillness, the heart is found." You find your gaze lingering there, and in the candlelight, the snow outside now sparkles like tiny stars fallen to earth. Eventually, the couple bows to Oba-san and gathers their belongings. They leave behind 2 clean cups, 2 empty sweet dishes, and a folded note. Perhaps a thank you, perhaps a poem. As they open the door, a gust of cold air whispers through the room. It is crisp, but kind. You remain seated for a moment longer, listening to the fading sound of their footsteps in the snow. Oba-san returns, smiling gently. She refills your teacup without asking, then places beside it a tiny bowl, filled with roasted chestnuts and a touch of sea salt. She says nothing. She only bows. You feel gratitude settle into your chest like a warm stone. And as you lift the teacup again, the candlelight glows brighter for a moment, then stills. Outside, a single raven calls softly, not in warning, not in sorrow, just a low, hollow note, like a question with no need for answer. You sip your tea, and time dissolves. Eventually you rise, slowly, gently, and bow toward Oba-san, who nods in return. She gestures toward a small envelope near the door, resting beneath a stone paperweight carved in the shape of a turtle. Inside the envelope is a slip of paper, a simple blessing handwritten with care. Let peace walk with you. Let warmth wait for you. Let silence welcome you. You slide it into your pocket and step into your boots. They're no longer cold. You open the door and walk out into the snowy night. But the night no longer feels vast. It feels held. The snowflakes fall slower now. Or perhaps you simply see them more clearly. The city's lamps flicker in rows along the narrow streets, their glow soft and golden through the veil of snow. The path home is not hurried. It is a slow return, like the tide coming back to shore, like the final page of a book you never want to finish. You pass the bridge again, and the canal beneath it still flows gently. Its surface reflects the stars. and a memory of the candlelight inside the tea house. And as you walk, your thoughts become lighter. Not lost, not forgotten, just quieter, just still. As you reach your doorstep, you glance one last time at the sky. The snow has begun to slow, falling now in only the faintest traces. And you remember the words on the tea house scroll. In stillness, the heart is found. You remove your coat, set down your shoes, and light a small lamp. And as you lie down beneath warm covers, the memory of the tea house walks with you, a silent companion, a cup of tea in hand, a story whispered by candlelight. The poem you found rests gently in your mind when lanterns flicker in the snow and words grow quiet, soft, and slow. The heart recalls what time forgot. A teacup's warmth, a thoughtful thought. Your breathing slows, your eyelids grow heavy, and the world, for just a little while longer, remains at peace.